Good morning. Today is February 27th. It is Thursday. Um, and yeah, hi, I'm Beth, and this is my box. I'm at work. So exciting. um, yeah, I got a lot to do today as far as my car. The car that I drive is the car that was left to me by my stepbrother who passed away last year. And his real brother, which is my other stepbrother, finally got to, because he was the executor of the will, he finally got to the title and transferring it over so that it would come to me. So I get to take off of work early today so I can go to DMV and get that all taken care of. Anyway, it is what it is until it's not. You know what I mean? Tag on tissues. Anyway, I spent most of my day yesterday here at work, other than working. I was doing what I used to do um, back in the day when I was laid off and didn't have any money and couldn't do anything. So I did a mental vacation to occupy my time. Instead of wallowing about the fact that I didn't have a job and didn't have money, I kind of entertained myself, if you will, by going back in history and looking at a bunch of the details that they can't go into in school simply because there's so much history that you can't cover it all, even in 1 year's session. So I went back and I did a lot of checking on dates and the rhythm of existence for people, because there are a lot of people in the current day and age that have beliefs about things that does them a disservice, and they don't even realize it because they think that that's the way it is when that's not actually the way it is. Then you have billionaires out there twisting the entire thing, and people have this obsession with rich people to the point where they won't actually mind their own business and affairs other than trying to become this rich, wealthy person. Now, I'm not saying that becoming rich wouldn't be a bad thing or would be a bad thing, because everybody would like to make it easier on themselves. That's why everything's so convenient. Um, that's what drives the marketplace, is the demand from the people. If the people have a demand, then somebody's going to invent something that's going to satisfy the masses, as it were. A similar thought process could be regarding Hollywood. People like to give Hollywood a hard time, which from one aspect, okay, I can see that. But from another aspect, that's what y'all wanted. You wanted movies and TV shows with more guns and more killings and more mysteries and this, that, and the other. And now it's all fractured apart. So, for instance, like the Hallmark Channel. The Hallmark Channel will have a lot of lovey, sappy kind of stories. And there are people that really get into it. And there are people who love their Christmas time. So they'll start airing Christmas shows in July. Why? Because the people want it. And the people making the shows want the people to want it so they can get more people watching it so that they can make more money. It's that simple. It's supply and demand. So when it comes to something like porn, people want porn. So porn is created, and it goes back and forth between people wanting it and the creation of such. I could never do one of those films because, yeah, that's not me. More power to Stormy Daniels, though, because she owns it. She knows who she is and she owns it. Dumpy is his own porn star. He just won't admit that he's an expensive hoe. He got bought out by a millionaire so that he could make sure he didn't go to jail. Yeah. Oh. And so all of us have to go to jail with him, in a sense. Because, yes, little folk like me can call senators and representatives and blah, 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 but there's not a whole lot else that can be done. So when I get frustrated like this about things like this, because it's only a month and a week into this presidency, and you can already see what a SS this is. It's not a POS, it's an SS. It's the show, people. Mm-mm. So it is my intention, because when I'm doing these vlog type things, it's just me off of the top of my head saying whatever's on my mind for the day. And sometimes it's decent to watch as far as these videos are concerned, and sometimes not so much. And I can admit to that, that if I didn't admit to it, then that would be me lying in a way. So anyway, I am going to try and assimilate all these notes that I wrote down about times and this, that, and the other, and try and write a comprehensive little story, as you will, if for nothing else, for my own benefit, because it doesn't seem like anybody else has done it the way that I would do it. You know what I mean? You see all these different shows, like for instance on Pocahontas, you got the cartoon version of Pocahontas, and then you've got a couple of other things about Pocahontas, and I think was it Brad Pitt who did one? I don't know. It was one of these actors who did one, and it was supposed to be, acclaimed and blah blah blah. I did not see that when it came down to that movie. They've taken all the sugar plums off the tree and decided to package that instead of actually taking the whole tree along with the sugar plums. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wasn't too impressed because it was lacking. That's the easiest way to say it. It was lacking on several different things. So, yeah, no. So I don't know. We'll try and do that. And I'm trying to balance, as always, things with the internals within my family. Every day I go home, I know um, that's where I live, that's where I put my head down, and that's where I can breathe a little bit more, as far as just, the feeling of being, oh, I'm home. But at the same time, I can't. So it's not that, I mean, that's why I have my she shed. My she shed is where I can just go, ah. But other than that, not so much. I still gotta not be guarded, as it were, but I have less opportunity of freedom, I guess you could say, because even when I drink a beer at home, I get the side eye. Like, oh, she's drinking a beer. You know what I mean? And because my mom is Christian and she thinks that drinking beer is a bad thing. But supporting an insurrectionist asshole grapist, as it were, that's fine. Support somebody like that to take down this country. But I drink a beer and I'm creating a sin. Oh my God. I drink beer because of that. Okay? Rod's over there watching me talk to the phone. He doesn't know I'm talking to the phone and doing this. Nobody at work knows I'm doing this. And it's not like I'm doing anything big or bad because I'm not sitting here trying to divulge secrets of the place. I got nothing to do until somebody comes. You know what I mean? So I might as well fill my time with something somewhat productive. Anyway, my painting that I'm doing has come along nicely. I really like how I have um, corrected a couple of things that were a little off on it. And this weekend I'll get to it more. I'm one of these people that I know I want to get to it. I know I enjoy doing it when I'm doing it, but then it feels like it's not a chore, but kind of a chore. And I will find other things to do to avoid doing that one thing I really want to get to. Even though I enjoy it, I also am like, kind of thing. So I don't want to paint when I'm in that kind of a mood just because that takes from the actual enjoyment of painting the painting. So I figured what I'd do is I would take my GoPro and film me painting the painting and then having a narration over it. Not while I'm painting because it's hard to paint and think about talking about all the history that I want to put out there. So I just figured I'd paint it and then I I figured what I'll do is I'll film myself painting the painting and then I'll do the narration over it with the notes that I took. And because it'll be on GoPro instead of being on the phone like these are, I can edit it together. My son downloaded something for me as far as like Photoshop or something. And I have not used it because I'm nervous to use it because some of these really nice editing bits of software that are out there are lovely, but they're so convoluted in their beauty that it's hard to figure out. And sometimes going with familiarity is better. Like Windows Movie Maker, God, I'm accustomed to Windows Movie Maker. And then I bought something that was similar to Windows Movie Maker, and I was using that for a while to do things. But then my son wanted to update, reformat, or do whatever to my computer, so he did that, which means some of my stuff is not there, which means I need to get accustomed to it. All right, I got a customer. Hold on. I really like it when my boss or whoever is down that way does everything. So pretty much all I got to do is verify that that's them, and then boom, click them out. So there's not a whole lot for me to do on that. Just a couple of hellos, how you doing? Friendly kind of conversation, as anyone would expect when going to a business and spending, a good chunk of change. It's not slight. It's a good chunk of change. So, yeah, that's my intention and that's my goal for now. And trying to put it all together. What I need to do is write this down in my did book. Sometimes it's just so much all at one time. It's hard to put it all together. And then just going through the human experience of everything that's going on all around it. It's just a whoo, oh my God. You try to point it out to some folks and they just don't see it. And luckily, MAGA's beginning to see that maybe their vote wasn't put in the right place, because MFers want to come along and take away everything that they thought they had, which we warned you. We warned you. Now with Amazon and Jeff Bezos doing what he's doing, now I got to figure out a different way to shop. Because if he's gone MAGA, I don't want to give him my dollars. Nah. The convenience of Amazon, because you can get anything and everything from Amazon, yeah, that's a true fact. But if I have to go old school and do things the way I used to do before Amazon even came along, guess what? I know how to do that because I've done it. So there's plenty of websites that are out there that have everything that Bezos has on Amazon. It's just the factor of convenience of it being all in one place. So, okay, fine. You want to make it inconvenient for me when you change shit in the government because you get to make an extra dollar? Then let me make it inconvenient for you by not giving you my dollar. If I can find black-owned businesses that have the same stuff that I'm looking for, then that's where I'm going. I'm going to the black-owned businesses because F y'all. Y'all want to turn over my country, the country I love, with your blind arrogance and just greed? No, I'm done with that. No, I will find a black business that will sell me what I want. If I want something, so to say. I don't know. It's getting harder and harder because all these stupid MAGA people are everywhere, and all these billionaires that like to take our money, but they also like to make it harder on all of us by taking our money illegally with everything that Musk is doing. It's all illegal. He should not be there. He shouldn't even be in America because he violated his visa. But oh no, he's the rich guy, so we need to go ahead and keep the rich guy. Oh. And just for my own documentary purposes, because these vlogs are at this point more for me and being able to just get it out what I've had inside my head for so long that it's hard to contain anymore. And maybe eventually it'll be of interest to other folks. We shall see. I just wanted to note for my own vloggy state that last Friday I kind of blew a kiss on the wind for somebody that I'm not going to say just because there's no point, but because of my own personal experience with this type of kissing somebody on the wind, I know he received it. And that's all it was kind of a thank you kiss for having listened to kind of a suggestion. It wasn't really a you need to do this kind of thing, because that's not the way it works. I can't tell anybody to do anything that they're not going to go ahead and do on their own. Unless it's a new idea they hadn't thought of, and then maybe that'll help them out type situation. So yeah, on Friday, I blew a kiss on the wind. I know that they received it, and it was pretty much on the thought of always. One of those kind of things. Anyway, more coffee. And if anybody's still watching after all of this, be sure you watch Lurie Daniels' Favor. She does have a Sirius XM show, but I don't listen to that. I listen to the YouTube because that's where I'm at as far as paying $1 somewhere. So listen to her, listen to Pissed Off Bartender, and listen to Big Sarge, who is Sons of Liberty, because they know a little something something, and they're trying to hold us all together, because this is a crazy, effed up lie that all of us are covered in, and it just leaves an oozy film, and it's just nasty. This whole thing is nasty because the cheater McCheaty got in because he cheated. I can't see how people can't see this. Drives me crazy. Anyway, I hope y'all have a great day. It's Thursday, almost Friday, people. Hang in there and take care of each other because that's all we got. Okay? All right. Peace out, people. Again, take care of each other because that's all we got. All right. Bye.